Now, what I'm trying to figure out is what exactly is the aim with Anthony Yarde fighting Arthur Beterbiev, because I honestly don't get it. Because there's no way that they can think that he's up to code or up to par to take on an Arthur Beterbiev, nor has his career or the people that he has fought has guided him in a direction to take on a fight like this. He hasn't even took on a fight that's facing similar to somebody who he's going to face in Arthur Beterbiev. So my question is Anthony Yarde cashing out? Is they selling him upstream? Because I would like to think so. Because there's no way, I'm going to put it like this. Anthony Yarde hasn't had a fight where you looked at him and said, you know what? Him against Arthur Beterbiev would be a good fight. He hasn't had a performance like that. Nor has his career been engineered that way. He's been fighting the wrong kind of opponents for too long. I've always said that about Anthony Yarde. And then I recently seen a video where he talked about his fight with Kovalev, and he said he just wasn't composed enough. When the truth of the matter is, he didn't have the experience at that level, and neither did his team. Neither did Tunde. Because a man to tell you to empty the tank with I believe it was either 5 or 4 rounds left to go. I mean, that alone shows you that, you know, his team was inadequate. And you add that to not sparring or whatever and whatnot. So I'm trying to figure out what is the aim here, because they can't sign this contract really thinking that Anthony Yarde has a chance of beating Arthur Beterbiev. Now, then again, this is boxing. I could be totally wrong. Anything could happen on any given night. But as far as me adding up the factors of what's going on with Anthony Yarde, I just don't see it. So the question is, when they got presented that contract, or when it came time to fight this guy, what were they thinking? Do they actually think that this is a fight that they can win? Because this is the uphill battle for Anthony Yarde. Not only that, not only has he not been trained the right way, he hasn't been fighting the right caliber of opponents, but some people lose fights based off experience alone. You know, because sometimes your skills can be up to par with the person you're in the ring with, but sometimes that person has experience over you in the later rounds and in deep waters and something like that. And then at that time, the experience can take over, and experience what can cause the outcome of the fight where you either lose or you either win. But he doesn't have the experience at this high level. And Arthur is a heavy-handed dude. I don't see him getting out the ring without getting stopped, knocked out, or quitting on his stool. This is just what I see. Like I said, I could be wrong. People are talking about, well, you know, his skills have improved. I'm talking about even with his skills improving, it's still not going to beat. It's still not going to bring you up to code to face nobody like him. So my question is, what were they thinking when they signed this contract or took on this fight? Because I don't see it. Yes, I would like for Anthony Yarde to do good. I think, you know, he's a good athlete who just didn't get the right kind of training, but it's been too far gone. So I'm thinking that maybe they think that this is his ceiling, that this is the biggest fight that he's probably going to get, you know, basically cash him out right now before, you know, he takes another loss, or, you know, he takes another crash on the canvas. That's exactly how I'm looking at it, because other than that, I would at least put Anthony Yarde in a situation that prepares him for somebody like Arthur Beterbiev. And I haven't seen him face nobody that brings him close, that'll bring him up to par to give him a chance to be inside the ring with Arthur. I just don't see it. That's just me. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I really just don't see it. And I don't care what kind of training you give him and stuff like that. It's not going to make up for the experience and the time he spent fighting the wrong opponents. Once again, this is like somebody throwing him in deep water again, you know, unprepared. You know what I'm saying? Kovalev, he should have etched off Kovalev, but the experience wasn't there, you know, for him or for Tunde. The experience wasn't there. So I'm trying to wrap my head around this whole him fighting Arthur thing. Where do they think this is going to go? Do you think this kid actually has a good chance? Because I don't, and a lot of other people feel like that, just based off his past history alone. So, like I said, it's an interesting fight because I want to see what happens. But I just don't see you beating nobody who's disciplined, who works as hard, who's both heavy-handed and a gifted fighter as Beterbiev. I mean, he's hands down a better fighter than you. So I don't know what you're going to bring that's going to pose something different that he hasn't seen before. He's definitely going to bring something that you haven't seen before. That's for sure. So I'm kind of scratching my head. Like what is the end game? Is this him, packing it up and say, hey, this is me at my limit. Let me go ahead and go for the gusto. Or do they actually think they can win? Both is troubling, but if you actually think this guy can beat Arthur, then, like I said, there's something troubling right there. What makes you think that this kid is ready for that? What performance, who has he beat to make you feel like he can take on somebody like him? That's what I want to know. Where is the sense of this kid can do it coming from? Because as far as his body of work, I just don't see it. Like I said, that's just me. This is boxing. Anything can happen, but I'm almost pretty sure. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.